Hello friends, welcome back to This is the Police. At the end of our last episode we arrested the leader of the Red Masks, Jin Yang, and the Freeburg Tribune has decided to lead with that. All members of the Red Masks under arrest. Citizen earnings have fallen 9% since New Year. Unemployment in Freeburg is the lowest in history. Well, I feel like the two of those might be related. Like, everyone's got jobs, but no one's being paid. Well, you know. So this is going to be the start of day 19? 19, I think. Possibly 17? I can't remember. Aaron Stovall, I was up all night and couldn't sleep, and now I have this ringing in my ears. Can I have the day off? I'm going to be very controversial here and say yes. Yes, he can. Because he needs to recharge anyway. He has 3 energy. And if he takes today and tomorrow off, he'll be back up to 5. Hey, don't say we don't look after our police officers, even the best one. Random song again. So this is the start of day 17, yes. Right. City Hall wants us to hire female cops, we're not going to do that. We get a share of some cocaine from the mafia, $5,000. So, let's give the staff some of that. And we have some disorderly conduct in the suburbs. The elderly Emma Weston called in a complaint about her neighbours. Her house is shaking from loud sounds of gnashing metal and the roar of turbines, accompanied by some strange beeping noises. Through the window, she also saw people moving around. So, garbage collection? That's my prediction. We'll send Purdy and we'll send Paul Cook. Purdy's not undefeated anymore. Probably then runners. Maybe at least no. Simpson isn't either. Okay, everyone has failed at least one assignment, except of course for Nordlander and Godbomber, who just started today. Hostage situation with a fatal casualty, by the looks of it. Yes, at the Broadville Asylum. Patients at the local asylum rebelled against the nurses during breakfast. 3 nurses have been wounded, while others remain locked in with the patients in the dining area. They've threatened to kill 1 nurse every hour until they're released. So, 3 have been wounded. It doesn't say anyone's dead. It does there. Yeah, semantics. Let's send Grant with Norlander and Simpson. And we're gonna give them the SWAT team and the paddy wagon, because this does seem like quite a serious little affair they've got going on over at the Broadville Asylum. Purdy and Cook. Oh, it wasn't a false alarm. We're not getting to know what it was, but hell, the offender is caught. No one's hurt. We should probably we probably shouldn't bother looking too deep into that. Reports and onlookers have gathered around the building. The asylum patients are watching the growing crowd from the windows of the 3rd floor. Call in a negotiator, gain entrance through the back door, storm the front door. We'll play by the book. We'll get a negotiator. So that's offenders caught, officers unharmed, and civilians unharmed. That was the right thing to do. Nordlander's off to a good start. Reckless endangerment in the city centre. A frightened woman phoned in, reporting the two men dressed in armour were running through the streets, shouting, "Beware our stings!" They were chasing passers-by and swinging their blades at them. They've not yet done anyone harm, but their swords seem dangerous enough. This could well be like a movie or something along those lines. Purdy, take God Bomber with you. I think this one's going to be a false alarm. So we lost our SWAT team for the day because we sent them off to the asylum. Well, you know, it's a tough job, very stressful. The Sands need help in the countryside. We're getting a report on reckless endangerment, not a false alarm. Offenders caught, no one hurt. God Bomber's off to a good start as well. The Sands need help in the countryside. An old friend is visiting Mr. Sand, and they're planning on going horseback riding, but the owner of the country club just called. He wasn't making much sense, but it sounds like some punks are beating Mr. Sand's horses to death. Lisa Simpson. Go and check that out. It's nice to have a relatively full quota of cops again. No music playing at the moment. I think there should be new records. There are. And a new catalogue. This is Late Hour by the Pierce Pickering Barrelhouse Jazz Band. Alright. Welcome to Smooth FM. Just in time for a storm coming over the city. Noise complaint in the ghetto. Really? You're gonna complain about noise? Klim Yuriev reports that suspicious people are constantly going in and out of the apartment next door. They're carrying big bags, making lots of noise, screaming, and his 3 sons can't concentrate on their homework. Mr. Yuriev urges, someone's got to show these bandits laws. I can give 5 officers and a paddy wagon to this, but I feel like it might be a false alarm. Either way, Purdy can go along with Nordlander and God Bomber and take the paddy wagon just in case there is some sort of mass disturbance going on. Simpson's on her way back, so we'll have 4 cops left. Again, not a lot happening today, overall. I say that, a huge hostage situation in a fucking mental asylum. Report on a noise complaint? Well, it wasn't a false alarm. It did go well, and we found an automatic weapon. Sell that one on. The Sands need help at the port warehouses. A whole mob of Vargas people attacked a truck belonging to one of our companies. The truck is carrying some important cargo, the kind only Mr. Sand and his deputies know about. The driver tried to call us, but we lost the connection. He may already be dead. You've got to stop those assholes before they make off with the goods. We're not sending a ranking officer to a mafia job. So Grant, you get to stay back, look after the police station. You are actually alone, not even a SWAT team left back to keep you company, have a gangbang with. They're just about at the port warehouses now. And they're on the way back. Well, that went incredibly well. We'll end day 17 there. Sands are up 9-5 on Vargas. Like I said at the end of the last episode, I think I can get away if I need to. I can get away with not giving Sands help for a couple of days. We're officially in August. Golden Bird, former mafia member, bemoans City Hall corruption. Chief physician at St John's Hospital accused of slander. And mayor declines services of spokesman. Declines, surely. I speak for myself. I'd like to throw Mayor Rogers into the fucking asylum and just see what happens. Percy's too tired and can hardly walk straight. Can he go home? What do we think, guys? Can Percy go home? Yes. Ozaki was up all night reading an exciting detective story called The Last Temptation of Neptune, but he didn't have time to get to the ending. He's almost certain the killer was a salesman's ghost, but he can't rest until he knows for sure. Can he go home and finish reading the book? No. No, Mr. Ozaki, you are part of Team Asia. And Team Asia is no days off. Let's check out the catalogue. Summer motives. We have all of these. So we have the coming soon section. String Quartet number 1 by Borodin, Alexander Borodin. It's a pure classic apparently. Let's have it. Stella's Smile by Sean Stone. Each note of this song touches the strings of my soul, says Kuzovlev. Store-Bought Amnesty by Seth Campbell. And Dirt Cheap by Tracy Lutz. When I listen to this song, I forget to breathe. So we have to wait a couple of weeks to get those, but we have a couple of records to be getting on with. Chime In by John Sangster. Give it a go. This is old movie-ish. Okay. Funeral for Cop. We have a penalty
11 in progress.
from the inspection. Jesus. Our inspection turned up multiple violations which are undoubtedly contributing to the serious decline in the department's efficiency. The penalty for these violations will be 25% of your bank account. Now, Jesus, that's $12,000. If you require further clarification or you wish to appeal the decision, please send a formal request to the mayor. You will receive an answer within 200 business days. Fuck off. A rape at the Jimbaton Bakery. Two homeless men made their way into the local bakery under cover of darkness, where they ate their fill and bedded down for the night. In the morning, the bakery owner, Gregory Martinez, along with cashier Anne Lucas, went inside and discovered the damage. The homeless men, armed with knives, were unhappy to be disturbed and attacked the victims. The shopkeeper managed to escape, but the cashier remained inside with the homeless men, who were seen tearing off her clothes. Vandal. Take the newly formed Team Asia with you. And proceed. Yes, we know. Whatever. I'm taking all of that. I need to make up the money I just lost. Maybe I should be taking a little less and getting the mafia to sell less. Sans need help at the True Colour Hotel. After the incident with the horses, we secretly transfer Mr. Sans' guest to a local hotel and set up a guard outside his door. Suddenly we're hearing screams coming from his room, and there's water flowing from the bathroom. We'll break down the door, but a police presence wouldn't hurt. I closed that. I need to have it and pop Shaw in there. You know, for his first day. First day in the police. Murata's off to a good start. Solved a rape first morning. Barely even had breakfast yet. Fight at Blitz Cafe. This is way out in the suburbs. Two truckers fell to blows over a parking space in the lot near the diner. The cook tried to separate them, but was struck by a wild punch, and is now lying on the ground motionless. Kubilius, ranking officer. Take Yancey and Kemp along with you. Shaw is on his way back from his mafia business. There's a report on the fact. Offenders caught. Officers unharmed. No civilians to be harmed, apparently. The inspection is over. The inspectors are leaving the police station. Thank Christ. When it I'm not gonna lie, when it said it's over, I kind of thought I might have game overed there. For a split second. Amy Marban, Donatello. Jack, my entire staff at the donut shop came down with the flu, and I haven't been able to find anyone else to help out. Could you please send me a couple of your men? I'm sure they wouldn't mind frying up some donuts. It's easy. I'll show them everything they need to know. My shop barely makes ends meet, so I can't afford even one day of downtime. Maybe we should get Gordon Ramsay in there. Have a little episode of Kitchen Nightmares. Well guys, last in, first out. Shaw and Murata get to be donut fryers for the day. The Sands need help at the Rabinovich Casino. We have a report on Donatello. I'm telling you, Chief, standing over that fryer is hellish work. I'd rather dodge bullets than the spray from the boiling oil. But at least Mrs. Marban promises she'll keep us in donuts through the rest of the year. If she's not breaking even, how the fuck is she managing that? From Christopher Sand. We need backup. Some punks tried to crash one of our poker games and we aren't about to let them walk away with the money. So now we've got ourselves a standoff. A couple of officers on the scene would change the situation in our favour. A couple of Team Asia officers. They'll probably just sit and play poker. They look the type. Public indecency at Last Picture Show Theatre. During a special viewing of the thriller Law Abiding Max 3, a theatre employee discovered one of the members of the audience had removed his pants. The man noticed the employee was watching him and responded with the threat that he would cut the throats of everyone in the theatre, so he's naked and violent. Vandal, Shaw, and Murata. Vandal can take the newbies out. Show them how it's done. Next stripe I get is going to Ozaki, so that he can essentially be Coach's replacement as the sort of ranking higher up officer in Team Asia. Because he's doing well, and he has a killer moustache. The movie theatre isn't too crowded, and the film is in full swing. Turn on the lights, take aim at the offender, throw a heavy object at the offender, carefully approach the man. Let's approach him. No one hurt. Good. Vandal helping Shaw and Murata continue their good start. Vandalism in the suburbs. Who's drawing penises on what now? A man who wished to remain anonymous reported that a group of teenagers had once again made fun of his name by writing insulting rhymes on his 6-foot wide garage. The man is enraged and threatened that next time he'll use a weapon to defend his honour. Oh, I wonder what his name is. Kubilius. You pop out, take Yancy with you. It's just teenagers. I'm sure you'll cope. You probably manage alone. Fucking Stovall would have them banged up inside 30 seconds. A report on the theft, that's our detective case. We've got a couple of new frames. Let's open this up and see where we are. Mr. Campos, Rafael Campos, the museum guard. I walk to the museum every hour. The alarm is off. City Hall won't allocate the money to fix it. What a surprise. I didn't hear the glass breaking, it's a big museum. When I went down this way again, it was already early morning. The window was broken, the canvas was cut from the frame. There was no trace of anyone around, just a brick lying on the floor. The parking lot was empty all night. In the morning, a cyclist went past with a tube on his shoulder. The guy slowly rolled into the parking lot, then left the bike for a couple of minutes and went out of sight. Then he came back, got on the bike and left. Well, it's obviously going to be the guy on the bike. Mr. Vanderhoff. That's Bram Vanderhoff's art school student. I suffer from insomnia and often go cycling around the city late at night. Yeah, it's going to be him. I took a tube and some other equipment so I wouldn't have to go back home before my morning classes at the art school. I stopped at the museum to pee. I admit it. I like to mark the corner of the building. I imagine one day my work will be hanging inside. No, I imagine one day you're going in jail. Jeremiah Stevens, teacher at the art school. In his lectures on the works of the Dutch masters, Bram Vanderhoff always sharply criticised the works of De Vroom. He dismissed the legendary artist as overpriced mediocrity and was very amused when an unknown De Vroom painting was discovered in the city dump. He said it was already in its proper place. He was less amused when he learned that the De Vroom painting would be hung in the museum. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bram who broke into the museum and stole the painting, to burn it or cut it into tiny pieces. The glass, this is the museum window, the glass is almost completely broken out. A grown man could easily climb through the window and not cut himself. Most of the shards are lying on the pavement outside the museum. Okay, we have picture in frame, frame without picture. We have Bram Vanderhoff rolling up on his bike. We have Bram Vanderhoff picking up a brick, throwing it through the window, climbing on through the window, and stealing the painting. Okay. So is this not right? That looks right. I can't see how that's not. That would just take it out of sequence. Moving the bike through there doesn't seem to help. Maybe we need a new frame. Maybe there's another frame that sort of gives a lot more information. There's a report on the vandalism from Yancy and Kabilius. Done and done. So that's end of day 18. I feel like we probably could have solved that case. I don't feel good about that. Anyway, sands are well up on the Vargas now. A full 5 points ahead, and to be honest, I'm no longer at the point where I need to watch out and make sure I have cops left behind, because I did get 2 extra slots thanks to hiring Percy. So we're going to end the day. I know shift A is okay, I do remember it. And that's going to be the end of this episode. So, thanks for watching, friends. Again, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and all the good stuff. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.